Back when I got started, my business, which really wasn't that much of a business, went up and down, right? I had periods where I got a lot of revenue and I had months and months of time where I had zero revenue at all. The problem with that is that there was no predictability. There was no way to know like, hey, this is the amount of revenue I'm gonna get in. And therefore, for me, like I'm a very risk averse person. I wasn't able to hire the people that I wanted because like, hey, what? Like if I hire all these people and they will have to be paid continuously, right? They'll have a salary or like there'll be expenses, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna get the revenue back and I don't wanna be, go broke. So how do I figure that out? How do I make sure I can actually grow my business? Well, the answer to that was to add predictable revenue. And that's what I want to talk about today. So my name is Wilco the Kreij. I'm the founder and CEO of both UpViral and Connectio. Throughout the years, I figured out how to create predictable revenue. And if you've been following me, you've heard me talk about recurring revenue. And predictable revenue and recurring revenue are actually not the same. Yes, the holy grail, best thing since sliced bread, is probably recurring revenue. It's a Netflix model, right? People pay you a monthly or a yearly fee. You'll know exactly what revenue we're gonna get. Like instead of having to start over from zero every single month, recurring revenue is awesome, but it's slightly harder to sell as well. And it just doesn't fit every business model or every product or service. But that doesn't mean you cannot have predictable revenue. Because again, initially, by business, for those who've been following me for a while, every 6 months or so I had a big product launch, and we're basically where we had a special offer for like a 1 week period, and like during that week we got people buying our products, and then that was my only trick, right? Like so it was like 1 week of revenue and then everything went back to almost zero. That's obviously not a very healthy model, and the way we changed that to turn that into a predictable revenue is, quite frankly, repetition. In other words, processes, right? So instead of like, hey, we'll just do a product launch 1 week, could we have an email automation that, when someone goes to our website, they opt in and it will just keep on working? Well, like if we build it now, it will keep on working for a long time for us. For example, like instead of just creating a couple of blog posts and just me going nuts and writing some blog posts, some articles, cool, we have 3 articles and then moving on to the next things. No, how can I get someone in there who can do a much better job than I can? And from now on, you will keep on writing content, because that way it turns into this ongoing thing, right? So it's not so much about creating this one big new thing. It's really about finding things that kind of work and keep on doing these consistently. I remember, like as entrepreneurs, and maybe you can relate as well, as entrepreneurs, we're very much like, hey, we want to do this awesome thing. We get really excited about not knowing how to figure something out. Like we want to solve a problem, and then we solve it, right? We finally crack the code. Let's say, for example, blogging or Facebook ads. Finally crack the code, and after a while, we get bored with it. Let's drop it and go somewhere else and figure that thing out, which is what I've done in the past as well. At some point I changed that, right? Still, I was like, hey, I want to figure out new things, a new traffic strategy, a new conversion strategy, something that will grow my business, right? But before I would then get bored with it, I'm gonna find someone who can do that as well, who can do probably even a better job than I can, train that person to do that thing, right? Make sure they know what to do, make sure they're accountable, make sure they enjoy what they're doing, and then like you're good, cool, and then you can move on to the next thing. Because now what happens, if you figure something out, you find someone who does that, right? Or you find a way to automate. It doesn't even have to be a person. There's lots of things in marketing that you can automate as well. You make sure that from that point onwards, that thing will continuously happen. So for example, continuously posting social media content, not just for a month, continuously posting that, right? Or the blogging, like continuously writing content. Or for example, instead of just sending out emails from your email autoresponder, also set up email automation so that if someone signs up for a training, automatically they'll get those emails. Or instead of just doing a one-time live event, like a live webinar, also create a sales video for it, like a VSL or anything like that, which you can use, leverage at an ongoing basis. I mean, it's only through repetition that I've been able to grow my business. In my business, we don't create everything new from scratch every single year, because that would be crazy. We'd just be spinning our wheels trying to catch up. We're still using the resources and the processes and the templates and the things that we created like years ago, right? We have sales videos that are still working that we created years ago, and we created it as a resource, and now we can keep on using it, right? We're still using the same processes. We're still using like all those things. And it's only because of that, because we stack things up to each other, that we're able to actually grow. And by doing that, that's how you create predictable revenue. It's not about, doing this shiny thing that works. It's about the grind. It's about figuring out something that works and keep doing that, right? And then you add new things, but you don't stop doing that main thing, because it's not about this one sexy thing that will blow up your business. It's about a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of there, and it just adds up and adds up and adds up. And over time, it will grow. So it might not be the most sexy thing you wanted to hear, but at the end of the day, it's all about recurring processes. What are the things you can do in your business that you can keep on doing, and do these consistently for a long period of time? All right, cut, we're done here, let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now, or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.